Hey there, hope everyone's alright. Happy Gym Dependence Day. Today is the 25th of July, which means all commercial gyms are now reopening and people can go and get their pump on. As for me, it wasn't too bad. Lockdown was good, could train out in the garden, but now I'm back to Bristol Strongest Gym where I belong, training with the guys. And we started earlier in the week, got all the kit up last Saturday, and I trained there Wednesday, Thursday this week. 2 great solid sessions, the start of a new phase. So obviously the weights were a bit lower and then we're going to build back up again. But yeah, wicked. It's really good, really enjoying it. Just going to talk you through how lockdown's been for me. So, as we all know, in March 2020, it was said that we were in total lockdown and gyms weren't allowed to be used. For me, this was kind of a blessing in disguise, I feel. I managed to get hold of some weights from the gym we train at, bring them home, and I've continued to train in the dining room and the garden ever since. Obviously it was a difficult period for a lot of people, but I'm a strong believer that you either pick to let it get you down or you roll with it and make the best of a bad situation. So yeah, that's what I did. I tried to make the best out of a bad situation. I incorporated some training that I've never ever done before, like a lot of banded pull downs and stuff like that. Just trying to get myself ready for any upcoming comps that might happen this year. But basically it was just nice to just train and just focus on just training alone rather than thinking I've got a competition soon, I've got to do this, got to do this. I managed to get together, train hard in the garden, hit some real strong numbers, and basically push myself probably the hardest I've ever worked, if I'm being honest. I feel great at the moment. I've dropped 8-9 kilograms in body weight, feel a lot fitter, a lot happier. So lockdown for me has been a blessing in disguise. I'm going to talk you through basically what I've done during the lockdown and obviously my mental state, and we'll go from there really. So lockdown happened, started to train in the dining room, cleared everything out, brought the weights home, only had about 200 odd kilos at the time. Was just basically doing a lot of volume, a lot of high rep work, just trying to keep a bit of consistency in training, because I think if I hadn't trained for a lockdown I probably would have had a mental breakdown. A lot of people really struggled, and I think it's a time where a lot of people came together across social media to support each other and say everything's alright, come on, get on with it, you can do it. So yeah, so I kind of set out myself. I wasn't going to be one of these people who was like, yeah, let's inspire everyone and like be forward about it. I wanted to be behind the scenes kind of training and just showing people that you can get things done in a bad situation if you've got the means and the want to. So obviously, like I said, I brought the weights home, started training in the dining room, very light, and then I just thought to myself, do you know what, there's no reason to not kick on and push yourself at home. So I went and got the scaffold rack and built that out in the front garden. Luckily enough, my boss was kind enough to lend me some kit, so that's where that came from. Built that, and it was probably one of the most versatile racks I've ever had. Can do anything on it, lat pull downs, obviously with a band, bench press, squat, pressing, you name it, you could do it. You could do Meadows rows by attaching a tube with a swivel, which is a fit-in that got 2 different sides that swivel around, obviously hence the name. Yeah, basically one of the most versatile bit of kit I've ever created and made it myself, so hopefully it can stay in the garden and I can do some bits on it. Yeah, so just kind of worked from there. Basically, first of all, the numbers were obviously way off what they should have been. I felt like I just kind of started out again, but it's nice to give my body a bit of rest and go back to lighter weight. And basically just kind of progressed up. Sought some advice from people here and there about what to do, because obviously, I'm not going to lie to you, I never really conventionally gym trained before I started strongman. Basically all my training has been strongman for the last 6 years. So stuff like bent over rows and pendlay rows and Meadows rows, stuff like that I don't know about. So I was Googling all these things, learning how to do them as I was going along, like most of us can. Just go on Google, find an exercise you think might benefit you and learn how to do it. So that's what I did, and I just kind of progressed from there, kept rolling with it. And to be honest with you, I think lockdown was great for me. Top numbers, managed to hit a 315 deadlift for 2, a 300 squat in the garden, which is is a big squat, 300 kilos, but in the sort of realms in which I'm working in, it's not massive. But to hit in the garden was significant for me, because then I knew that basically I can do it anywhere I want to. It kind of flicked a switch in me, like, switch on, Ryan, you know you got this. and I was keen to get it done in the garden to show myself and to show everyone else that it can be done wherever you are with hard work and determination. Also hit a 192.5 log in the front garden as well. Not gonna lie, log's been testing. I got the new log and it was kind of humbling, different clean, 9 foot long, differently balanced. So I had to kind of take things back, clean differently, press a little bit differently, because obviously at the front of the garden I'm working with about roughly 4 foot, 5 foot of space between the wall and the bush. So learning to press and keep stable throughout was essential, because the ground kind of rolls away there as well. So when I was pressing a lighter weight very strong, it was sending me backwards. So I had to kind of harness the power and learn when to push through and not push through so much. So yeah, to get 192.5 in the garden I was ecstatic about. Honestly, some great lifting out there was happening. But really I just want to come on and say how proud I am of everyone. I've watched videos of everyone training their garden, doing bits, no one using excuses like, oh, I can't do this, can't do that. So fair play to you all. It's brilliant, honestly. And I can name so many people, but I'm not going to, that have done a wicked job making little home gyms for himself out of wood, like making like apparatus out of like cement and bars. Like where there's a will, there's a way, I was always told, and can't means won't. If you say you can't do something, it means you won't do it. So fair play to everyone. I just wanted to share with you how my lockdown's been, a bit of my experience, and I hope you had a great lockdown, as well, as good as can be. I'm really ecstatic that you're all going back to the gyms. Best of luck for any future competitions, or just training in general. Speak to you soon. Take care.